So this is my attempt to bring the incredible dead letters that the people of Melbourne are creating and have been creating since October 2016 with me. I've decided to read the letters. This one I'm going to read solo. It's the very first one. It is probably the dead letter that's had the biggest impact on me. Having said that, I'm now sitting on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of piles like this of pieces of fiction that you've co-authored with another stranger on the night at Dead Letter, and they're all outstanding. They make us laugh and cry and remember how creative we all are. The people that come to Dead Letter are not authors or writers. They're you and me, and they've given themselves the permission and space to take time out to be creative and kind and well, and it's a really beautiful thing, and the world needs to know about it. So to all the publishers out there, I'm ready for the book deal. And to all my creative, wonderful friends who like speaking, this is an open invitation to come over, and I'll cook a low FODMAP treat and we'll have that, and we'll record us reading the letters. But here for you today, for those that are curious about what happens at Dead Letter, this is what happens. This piece of correspondence was written by two people over a year ago at one of the very, very first sessions. In fact, the second session. They are strangers. They are still strangers, and they made this beautiful work together in secret, not knowing who the other one was, which I guess is what it means to be a stranger. And this is correspondence between Rory and the little pink elephant. Dear Rory, I dreamt of you floating in a dark abyss, surrounded by the salt and the foam, sinking silently into the ocean. Do you remember when we were 5, awkwardly holding hands, standing in a bed of wattle, the smell of summer, bushfires and pollen? Your hand was sweaty and I recoiled at the feeling of it against mine. Dressed in costume, posing for our parents, one little grey elephant, one pink. Our trunks were old woman's stockings filled with sand, cardboard ears on our heads. Does that thought weigh you down, Rory? Do you think I could have loved you? I often imagine us, 27 and sitting at a bar laughing at the costumes, holding hands. Did you love our hometown as much as I did? The waves of water lulling against the sand, tasting salt in our skin, we lived in paradise. Nobody told me you had died until I was 13. I have a photo of us in the bed of bark and wattle flowers. I think of you often. Do you think of me? Do you see me lost in our image, holding hands? Could you have ever loved the woman I have become? I was told by a boy called Jared that you were lost at sea, you and your father fishing on the glassy waters. The sky turned to ash, the water to ink. I imagine you, my little grey elephant, struggling with the waves, gasping for each breath as the blackness became enveloping. Your trunk is heavy. Let go. Jared told me you're washed up on a beach, your father washed up miles away. I wish I could have been with you, to hold your hand, not in disgust, but as a friend. I love you, Rory, as the man you could have become. What is it like in darkness? I close my eyes before I sleep and think of you, dancing with the schools of fish. Silver clouds of them floating around you. I often want to hear your voice. It is something I've forgotten, pushed aside as memories and useless information enters my brain. I want to know how you are feeling. Are you as lonely as I am? I long to hear from you, my little grey elephant, forever yours in this life and the next, little pink elephant. She got a reply. Dear little pink elephant, I was so touched to get your letter. It gets lonely here sometimes, and I often wonder if you still remember me. What's it like to be 27? It must be so much different to the 13 that I will always be. You're such a good writer, like a poet or something. I bet you are a writer now. I remember us dressing up when we were 5. Why did we dress as elephants? What were our parents thinking? Ha! I remember Saltaire and the feel of the ocean. I miss it heaps. Even though the ocean took me and Dad, it's okay. I guess it's okay for me to say this from a distance, but I really hoped we would be together always one day, even though we did not see each other after that summer. Is Byron Bay still a nice place? The sea was cruel and so very cold sometimes, but beautiful, wasn't it? Our parents really brought us up in a nice place, eh? I'm so sorry that you are lonely now. I thought maybe you would get married, maybe have a couple of kids and bring them up to swim with the fishes among the reeds. Don't be sad for me. I'm okay. Me and Dad go fishing still. Not really, but in our minds and hearts. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's kind of like being on pause of a favourite bit of a movie, like on a video. I'm so sorry too that I can't answer your rad letter as a man. You are too old for me now, I guess. Like a babysitter. How well do you know Jared now? Is he your boyfriend or something? I know it sounds weird, but I'm a bit jealous. Our dads were mates and he was supposed to come fishing with us that day, but his mum was sick so he stayed home. I wish I could be there now and give you a hug. Thank you for remembering me. I thought you would have forgotten me by now. I have to go and play harp. Not really. But tell me what happened to you when you grew up. What are you doing? Why are you unhappy? Take care, little pink elephant. Write to me again. I loved your letter. I hope this was not too boring. Please write again. Yours always, Rory. Dear Rory, I must say it was a surprise to receive your letter, but it offers closure. Not a poet, but a dreamer, becoming lost in our frozen moment. I was sick the day they cast the play The Crocodile by Roald Dahl. Our teachers decided that they needed 2 elephants to drag the croc-block and throw him into the sun. My mum bought bubblegum pink tights and a pink singlet for me to complete the look. Your mum did a much better job on your costume. I asked my mother if she knew if you had died. It seemed to be knowledge that was kept from me. I don't know what my younger self would have thought. Do we truly have an understanding of death so young? Byron is beautiful, but I have moved to the city. No beaches, no inky black oceans or glittering amongst the waves. I guess that's why I'm lonely and think of you often. Asleep on the bed of sand, peaceful, resting, about to awaken. I love imagining you in this pause. I lost contact with Jared, like many others from our town. I suppose the memories of them are also in a state of pause. I enjoy the memory of you the most. It is innocent and pure. Our lives become muddy as we age. But I'll have our memory. I think it would change how I feel about you if we were to grow up knowing each other. You could have broken my heart, become a man. I look back and loathe. My thoughts of what happened to you are not sad, but a dream. No endings, just paused. I wish you all the best with your afterlife. All my love, little pink elephant. P.S. A letter from a spirit is far from boring. So that, as far as dead letters go, is big and heavy and beautiful, and mostly they're not like that. But that was particularly touching. I know who the people are and that I have permission, as I always get permission. And I hope that you really enjoyed it and that it is in fact made you excited to come to Dead Letter. The next one in Melbourne is on Wednesday the 13th of February because it's almost Valentine's Day. And so we're all going to get a bit Charlie Brown and write really angry or really lovely love letters to each other. And I'll be back really soon, hopefully with a friend to do a better job than me of reading the letters and say hi. Thank you.